A crazy person doesn't live in the White House. A person who plays a crazy person on TV a lot lives there. You can hate me for it, but I'm not a liar. Trump was gracious and measured. I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around him. And honestly, I voted for Clinton and Obama, but I would never feel comfortable talking to them the way I was able to talk with Donald Trump. And he mostly steered the conversation to, what do you think about this? I know, your mind is blown, so's mine. I've had so many conversations with prominent people who are much less connected, people who don't look you in the eye, people who don't really listen because they just want to get to their next thing. And why he isn't that in other settings, I don't know, and I can't answer, and it's not my place to answer. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I wasn't high.
What's going on, guys? So Bill Maher is finally spilling the beans about his meeting with Donald Trump that the liberals were melting down about. How dare you speak with Hitler? Like, that's basically how these radical left liberals were acting. Remember Francesca, for those of you guys who remember this crazy woman from the Young Turks, the woman who got fired.
Bill Maher doesn't have his job because he's smart. He has his job because he's smarmy and obnoxious and a contrarian, and he sides with right wingers and he platforms a bunch of right wingers.
These people hate it when you talk to people on the right because they hate for their points to be exposed. That's really what it is. They don't want to be exposed. They're afraid that if you talk to people on the right that they're going to speak some sense and that they're going to lose more people than people that they bring in. They don't think people are just going to start going to the left. They don't want, the left to change. They want it to be a crazy and authoritarian and a dictatorship and do what we say, believe what we say, and repeat what we say. Otherwise, you're canceled and you're getting kicked out of the party. That's what they want. And two, they don't want people, if it doesn't change, to start leaving the left. And that's exactly what happens when you start having people like Bill Maher talk with Donald Trump. They're like, you know what? Maybe the left sucks and I'll either go to the middle or I'll go straight up MAGA. But without further ado, let's go ahead and react to his account of the meeting with Donald Trump.
Now, for what I know you've all been waiting for, I'd like to give you my book report on my visit to the White House. And let me first say that to all the people who treated this like it was some kind of summit meeting, you're ridiculous. Like I was going to sign a treaty or something. I have no power. I'm a fucking comedian. Except maybe a contingent of centrist-minded people who think there's got to be a better way of running this country than hating each other every minute.
Yeah, centrist that's never voted Republican. Yeah, let me guess, you and Stephen A. Smith and Charlemagne the simp, who've never voted for anyone on the right, still consider yourself centrist? I don't think so.
Meet up in person. Maybe it'll be different. Spoiler alert, it was. I had my staff collect and print out this list of almost 60 different insulting epithets that the president has said about me. Really a dumb guy, fired like a dog, his show is dead. Stupid, dummy, lowlife dummy, sleazebag, sick, sad, stone cold crazy.
Fired like
60.
a dog.
I brought this to the White House.
That's my favorite one. Fired like a dog.
Because I wanted him to sign it, which he did.
Bro, they got 3 columns. It's 3 columns worth of insults.
Which he did with good humor. And I know as I say that, millions of liberal sphincters just tightened.
Fact.
Oh my God, Bill, are you going to say something nice about him? You decide what you think about it. What I'm going to do is report exactly what happened. And if that's not enough pure Trump hate for you, I don't give a fuck.
Isn't it sad that we're to the point where, like, Bill Maher has to, I mean, effectively, this whole intro is a one big disclaimer. Liberals, don't be mad at me for meeting with Donald Trump and maybe saying something nice about him. Like, that's how crazy things have gotten. I mean, I could say nice stuff about Joe Biden. You know, he loves children.
So, no, I didn't go MAGA. And to the president's credit, there was no pressure to. After we left the Oval Office, he showed me the little room off the office, you know, the one where Clinton used to... the blowjob room. That's where they keep the merch now. Before the dinner, shit tweeted a bunch of nasty crap about how he thought this dinner was a bad idea and what a deranged asshole I was. I read it and thought, oh, what a lovely way to welcome someone to your house.
I mean, well, you have been a Trump deranged lunatic for literally your entire career, as long as Trump has been in politics. So, I mean, I think it's understandable. I think it's reasonable. I mean, you're lucky that the dude even invited you to his damn house to begin with. You could have just said FR.
Just for starters, he laughs. I'd never seen him laugh in public, but he does, including at himself. And it's not fake. Believe me, as a comedian of 40 years, I know a fake laugh when I hear it. And I thank you for them. It must have been something with the 2020 election, because I know he used the word lost. And I distinctly remember saying, wow, I never thought I'd hear you say that. He didn't get mad. He's much more self-aware than he lets on in public. Waiting for the button next to the Diet Coke button to get pushed and I go through the trap door. But no, look, I get it. It doesn't matter who he is at a private dinner with a comedian. It matters who he is on the world stage. I'm just taking as a positive that this person exists.
I mean, I think both can be true, right? Like who a person portrays themselves to be and who they actually are. And for the record, Trump has filmed a lot of stuff, and so far from what I've heard, there's nothing about this meetup with Bill Maher that's shocking or anything, because Trump is cordial to people, you know, maybe with the one exception, some of these woke behind governors like Mayor Karen Bass, who still hasn't given people the permits that they need to rebuild their damn houses out in California, or this other woke governor of Maine who still has men playing in women's sports, you know, and stuff like that's going on. No, I don't expect him to be too cordial towards you, but Bill Maher is not a politician. He's just a ish-talking comedian. So why the hell would he invite you to the White House just so he could be mean to you?
Because everything I've ever not liked about him was, I swear to God, absent, at least on this night with this guy. I've had so many conversations with prominent people who are much less connected, people who don't look you in the eye, people who don't really listen because they just want to get to their next thing. And he mostly steered the conversation to, what do you think about this? I know, your mind is blown, so's mine.
Guys, this is just an example of what Trump derangement does to people. Bill Maher saying, oh my gosh, I'm so surprised Trump actually listens, and you know, he's just not some crazy guy just constantly just talking and railroading all the time. Yeah, because when he's on the world stage, obviously he needs to project strength, but the fake news and people like you yourself, Bill Maher, get on TV every dang day and denigrate the man. But then you never talked to him, never met him, and then you wonder why. And you don't even watch a lot of the other stuff that he's in, where he's talking to other people, including families. But then you wonder why, when you meet him, all of a sudden things are different. If, of course, you watch this channel, you know that things are different. But Bill Maher is just in his little echo chamber. That's what majority of people are in that are the biggest Trump haters, are definitely in their echo chamber, because they don't even know a lot of the things that Trump has actually said, a lot of the families that he directly helps and talks to and brings up on the stage. They don't even know about any of this stuff.
There were so many moments when I hit him with a joke or contradicted something, and no problem. And then I said to him, but we got rid of that. You got rid of that. He didn't get mad or call me a left-wing lunatic. He took it in. I told him he was wrong when he tweeted the night before that I was critical of all things Trump. Not true. Check the tapes. The border did need to be controlled. I'm glad the cops are getting their morale back. Moving Israel's embassy to Jerusalem, loved it. Biological men shouldn't be playing women's sports.
Okay.
Europe should pay for their defense. DEI had gone too far. He laughed. I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around him. And honestly, I voted for Clinton and Obama, but I would never feel comfortable talking to them the way I was able to talk with Donald Trump. I feel it's emblematic of why the Democrats are so unpopular these days.
Well, I guarantee you the fact that you're portraying Trump in any type of friendly or positive light, the liberals' heads are exploding right now. Absolutely guaranteed. The hate videos, the Bill Maher is MAGA videos from the left, not from the right, because, I mean, we're just joking when we say it, but from the left, they're not joking. They're totally serious. Anything that's Trump deranged lunacy and hatred, oh yeah, they're totally serious about it.
He was even okay when I checked him on the orangutan
Wait, what?
lawsuit.
Wait, was this real? Trump sues Maher for $5 million for orangutan sex? Is this a real thing? I didn't know about this. What?
He said to Dana White, you know, Bill said my father was an orangutan, and I really love my father. And I said, well, Mr. President, I did that because I didn't like what you were doing regarding Obama's birth origins. I thought that was low. Again, no anger, just a little smile, as if to say, yeah, I get it. And there's Trump in one of their stories, standing at a podium in a room that looked to me like one of the rooms and places we'd just been in. And he's ranting, disgusting, you're a terrible person. And I'm like, who's that guy? What happened to Glinda the Good Witch?
I mean, well, Bill Maher, I mean, he's talking to the fake news. A lot of these people are disgusting and terrible people and liars. The American people expose that they don't trust a damn thing that these people say. Otherwise, how the hell do you get 77 million votes and win every swing state? It wasn't just because Kamala was so bad. It was a combination of all the things. The fake news, Kamala Harris, tampon 10 walls, Sleepy Joe, and an economy that was ass cheeks and an open border people was tired of. It was a combination of all things.
I'm just reporting exactly what I saw over 2.5 hours. I went into the mine, and that's what's down there. A crazy person doesn't live in the White House. A person who plays a crazy person on TV a lot lives there. That he might start a new list.
I hope so. I hope so.
And he said, I thought maybe you'd be nice, but you hit me really hard. I did. Because I'm not going to pull my punches that presidents get to propose a third term for themselves.
Just because a guy proposes something and wants to legally explore it doesn't mean that it's time to start clutching your pearls. And I could see it if it was 5 terms, 10 terms, but 3, I mean, guys, please take the freaking tampons out. Like, this is just getting ridiculous.
At one point, I said to him, you're scaring people. Do you really want to be scaring your own citizens so much? And I know now you're all saying, and what did he say to that? Honestly, I don't remember. But it wasn't, okay, I'll stop. So MAGA fans, don't worry. Your boy gave me nothing. Just hats and a willingness to listen and accept me as a possible friend, even though I'm not MAGA, which was the point of the dinner. And he said, you know, I've heard from a lot of people who really like that we're having this dinner. Not all, but a lot. And I said, same. A lot of people told me they loved it, but not all. And we agreed. The people who don't even want us to talk, we don't like you. That's my report. You can hate me for it, but I'm not a liar. Trump was gracious and measured, and why he isn't that in other settings, I don't know, and I can't answer, and it's not my place to answer. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I wasn't high.
Cap. So what do you know? You mean when you're not a Trump deranged lunatic that things tend to just flow normally in your life? Like when you meet people, you mean when you meet them in person that things are a lot different than when you just get on TV and just talk crap about them each and every single day? I mean, this guy was freaking himself out. He was freaking other people out. And he says things that aren't true all the time, still does, even after meeting Donald Trump. So, of course, you're going to be like flabbergasted, shocked. There's no way I would meet like Joe Biden or Karine Jean-Pierre or Kamala Harris and be shocked. Bill Maher's thinking he's going to meet Trump and he's not going to be able to have a conversation that flows. And guys, it's called being cordial. You don't have to go up there and start screaming, be like, you're evil, you're deporting people. Like, you don't have to go up there and start acting crazy, taking away rights. Like, all you got to do is go up there, have a conversation, see how they respond. Of course, he's going to respond normally. There was not even any cameras here, okay? It was just a conversation. I would expect that from anybody, but the difference between Trump and a lot of people is Trump's probably going to tell you the truth. If you were to speak with, like Bill Maher said, Obama or Biden or Kamala or Tim Walz or Karine Jean-Pierre, they're just gonna lie to your face about everything, especially if it's something that you're critical of, or try to change the subject or something. That's the difference between Donald Trump. Donald Trump will have those honest conversations. He is the most transparent president probably ever. And I love it. Whereas the Democrats were trying to hide everything. They're trying to hide Joe Biden, trying to hide Kamala Harris. Tampon Tim was kind of hidden when he kept flubbing. They tried to hide him after that. So there's a big juxtaposition here. And it's sad and pathetic that a bunch of liberals don't want to see people talk to other people. They want it to be pure hatred and then just call the other side hatred. Well, if the MAGA folks and Donald Trump hate everybody so damn much, why are they so willing to talk to everybody and the folks on the left aren't? Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching Black Anomaly. Rise! I'm out.
You know, gender and race and free speech and just ideas about, you can be healthy at any weight, and gender is always a social construct, and maybe we should give communism another try, and maybe we should get rid of capitalism and the border patrol, and let's tear down statues of Lincoln and get rid of the police. Just, no, it's not that I've gotten old, it's that your ideas are stupid.